What up, awesome viewers? Real Gion here. Thought I'd take the time and kind of go over like the little differences between the older MK1 and the latest K100, besides the optional additional features of the K95, like the bank of macro keys, the onboard memory storage. But the MK2 K70 also has onboard memory storage as well. You have the small Corsair logo that's RGB, which is nice. The MK1 doesn't, but the MK2 does, so keep that in mind. And then the biggest change is definitely the layout. You have the standard bottom row versus the ISO bottom row. Notice how that's a lot smaller, right? So it's a little bit harder to find keycaps for. And stuff on the inside is definitely the switch. This is the first time Corsair uses their own optical switches. So not cherry, like their actual in-house switch, which is cool. Sounds good, feels good. And then the scroll wheel or the volume wheel, it's a little bit bigger. I think the MK2 is probably the same. This is the MK1, so it's going to be a lot older. And the keycaps. The keycaps, these are double shot PBT. Not sure the camera can pick up the finer details, but yeah, this is a double shot PBT versus a thin ABS. But then again, the macro keys are thin ABS, so keep that in mind too. Not everything is double shot PBT. And besides that, it's pretty much the same with the dedicated media controls here and there. Just it looks a little bit different, it feels a little bit better. And oh, these are clicky. You still have the aluminum layout, floating key design, and the K100, because it's kind of off, but there are these little light bars that are on the side and on the top. The MK2, I don't think they have it because they saved it for the K95. So the MK2 does not. At least I don't think so. And the MK2 also has MX Blue. So if you like the clicky MX Blue, you can also get that with the MK2. Both still have USB pass-through, which is good. There we go. Something that the MK2 got rid of is the stand. So this is no longer there on the MK2, and of course since they got rid of that, it's no longer here in the K100. But they make it up for it with another feet. See, there's a small feet and a larger feet. And then they have cable management slots for headphones, which the MK1 does not, sadly. Or not, depending on if you whether or not you use it. Then here's a closer look at the keycaps, so you guys can kind of know what I'm talking about. This is what the front is, and then this is the back. I think the camera can pick this up, but notice how this is double shot. See how there's like 2 layers of plastic, and this is only 1 layer of plastic. It's not that clean. Well, this is a lot cleaner, so the build quality is definitely better. And then, last but certainly not least, is the wrist rest. So the wrist rest is something that I've been complaining a lot actually with Corsair, because they made these plastic, hard plastic, and they have these hooks that break very easily. Like, these things very easily break. And always, a lot of my reviews, the Corsair keyboards, they make crappy wrist rests. They do. They blatantly do. But not anymore. This has been very much improved. This is now soft. See how it doesn't, it's not sure if the camera can pick it up, but this is soft. This is actually soft foam and not like, it's not hard plastic, which is very nice. It feels nice, it feels high quality. This is good wrist rest, and it's magnetic, and this thing is a rubber material, which means that it's not going to break easily like those little hooks. That's very good. That's very, very good. This is a very, very good wrist rest. Like, good job, guys. Good job. And then some of the more finer details. The cables are pretty much the same build quality, and then the difference is the USBs. So this is what the MK1 and MK2, I think pretty much everything else looks similar to this kind of material and quality. And then they change it up a little bit. They have made it a little bit more fancy, I guess. They use black tops instead of those plasticky, well, I mean, it's still plastic, but it's like it's black instead of silver. So you guys might like that, you guys might not. Yeah, but those are like the little changes. Anyways, the question you might want to ask is it worth it to spend 220 or 230 bucks getting the K100? So if you're from an MK1 and you have red switches, yes, it's pretty similar. But if you're coming from like an MK1 and you have like blue switches, that's sadly not gonna work with you, because they only have linear switches so far. So only silver speed and the optical switch, which honestly the optical switch is actually very good. Like, this feels very good, sounds very good. But if you're someone that likes clicky switches, you know, like this one, you are going to be disappointed that they don't have it. So there's that. And if you're coming from an MK2, no, it's not worth it, because the differences isn't as much. And if you're coming from an MK1, if you spend retail money, that's like 160 bucks already. So yeah, definitely not worth it if you come from MK1. If you're coming from a completely different brand and you want to try it out, and you have like $200 some odd burning a hole in your pocket, yeah, get this. definitely get this. This is totally worth that price, I guess. If you're a fan. If you're like someone that's just kind of curious, it's still a lot of money. Like if you're not a fan of Corsair, it's kind of not worth it, because there are lots of keyboards that can do 90% of this for about half the price. But if you're a fan, this is really, really worth it, because these little incremental changes actually make a pretty freaking big deal to your life if you are a fan of Corsair keyboards. So personally, I don't think I would do this though, even though in the review I'm saying something else different. I know that. But in reality, if it were my own money, if I'm coming from the MK1, yeah, I would do it if I was a fan of Corsair. But if I'm just someone that's shopping around, this is a pretty penny. I still feel like there are other keyboards that are within that price range that are unique enough where they can justify it. Like, we're talking enthusiast kind of keyboards, you know, like the keyboards that are in the community. Those ones, I feel like overall build quality and different type of switches might be a better buy. But if you're a fan of Corsair, this is it. This is like your holy grail. This is your flagship. And if you are a fan of Corsair, you have to get this, because this means you are at the tippy top of Corsair keyboards for fans. And in some ways, yeah, it's totally worth it, because if you want the best of the best lighting effects, you can't get another keyboard with this level of lighting effects. Like, the lighting effects is wow, just superb. So anyways, it's long enough. Like, comment, bell, subscribe. You guys stay awesome.